Alright guys, so that one car check here. This is the review of the 2019 Forester Sport. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to have this, but I've had it for about 3 weeks. You got Sport Sharp and Intellect. Those are two different drive modes that you can do in this car. One makes it handle and feel more like a Impreza. The other like a SUV. It's got the sunroof, it's got LED lighting, tons of space. This set 4 adults comfortably on a quite long journey. In fact, look up Winning, I believe it's Vinyl Works, I'm not totally sure, Winning Window Tints, Ohio. His YouTube channel, like, subscribe to them guys. We all went on a little hiatus to go pick up Modesty's BMW, so, which at some point in time I will be branching off from the Subaru videos. They're a little bit slow to come, I know, but so this guy is pearl white. I'm not sure what the official color is called off the top of my head. Anything that, immediately looking at it, anything that is different from the last Forester would be, all of the chrome accents are all now black. That is one of the key identifying features, along with the orange strip and the black rims. If it doesn't have the orange accenting or red accenting on some of them, it's not a sport. People can make them look like that from the factory, but they don't give them the orange accenting. But the grill is black, as you notice. The headlights are automatic, like in the last one. They're also HID. They also have, this one has automatic high beam control. So if I have my high beams on and I'm coming at another car, it's going to turn them off for me. This guy handles nothing like an SUV. The biggest, the craziest thing about that is that it handles nothing like an SUV. It does, it handles much like an Impreza or a Legacy would, surprisingly. Very surprisingly. It has the same CVT that's in the 2019, I believe, WRX, now that they come in CVTs. So, you got that very WRX-y feel without having a turbo. And this is a hair cheaper than a WRX. This one will run you about 30, this particular one is 32,000, according to the sticker. These will run you anywhere from 29 to 36, and it depends on everything that you get with it. They come factory with 18-inch wheels. Those are the wheels that they come with, the black ones. They come with the privacy glass in the back. I didn't do any of that. But should you want tinting, and you're in Ohio, Northeast Ohio specifically, check out Winning. That's what they do. This comes with the tint already in the factory. You can't see it from here, but I can see through that pretty clear. So there's no issue of, you know, officer safety and yada yada yada, all that other stuff they want to give you for, you know, tints, window tints and all. Overall, this thing has been a dream, and I'm actually falling in love with it more and more every day. This has a feature in it. If I were to program myself as a driver to this car, and it were mine, that if I start falling asleep, it will vibrate my seat to wake me up. This has lane change assist, one-touch lane change, so I don't have to push the blinker all the way down. I just kind of boop, and it turns the blinker on for long enough for me to get into another lane, and turns it off by itself. This has adaptive cruise control, so I don't get too close to another car. Of course, it has eyesight. So those two things right there, looking right back at you, are eyesight. That keeps you from hitting things. It's Subaru's collision detection system. This has the front and rear collision detection. So, I'm not sure where the sensors are up here. There's sensors in the bumper and grill and all that fun stuff up here somewhere. Probably the headlights. That keeps you from hitting things in the front, but see these little dots here? There's 4 of them. 2, 3, and 4. Those detect pretty far, might I add. What's in your rear cross traffic? So when I'm backing out of a driveway or a parking spot, I can see from the rear cam right there. I can see from about 2 driveways away, which is significant to avoid a collision. Very significant to avoid a collision. These models come with Starlink, so you can link up your phone to your car, detect where it's going, set boundaries for those of you with teenagers and, you know, don't want your kid taking your $32,000 SUV somewhere too far. You can put up parameters and it'll notify you as soon as they go out of it. You can put up speed detection, so it'll tell you when they're speeding over what you set it to. This has every amenity you could imagine. It's very comfortable. Heated seats in the front. It's got occupant detection in there, so if you don't have anybody in the rear, you're going to feel the most of the heat or the AC, whichever you have on. If you have somebody in the rear, it kind of thins it out a little bit and evens it. Levels the playing field, so to speak. There's hella space in this thing. I still got some stuff in the trunk, so don't mind, but one touch and it opens on its own. Hella space in this thing. Nice thing about Subaru keys, I did this with the last one. You hit the button and the trunk closes. You can have memory height on this, so I'm rather short. I'm only 5'2", so I can set that to where I don't have to stand on my toes to reach it, which is where it's set now. I didn't let it open all the way, so I could reach that. So it has that. It has, like the last one had, driver programming, where I can program up to 5 people to drive this car, and when each one approaches or hits the button or whatever, this does this by facial recognition, actually, this particular model. So whenever, you know, I hop in the car and it detects my face, it'll set everything to mine, while if I have a friend hop in and they're programmed to the car, it'll detect their face and set everything to it. Satellite radio, let's see, what else? Maps, this comes with Travel-Link, SiriusXM Travel-Link, free for the first year. So you get your SiriusXM and Travel-Link subscriptions taken care of for your first year of ownership. Trying to think. You can hook it up to your phone. You can do MirrorLink, CarPlay for you Apple users out there. So yeah, this will run you a pretty penny. Used, you could probably find one for 22 to 25, depending on how many miles are on it. When they retire this, it'll probably have about 10,000 on it. So they'll probably sell it for about 25. The fewer the miles, let's see, I think I saw one the other day had 2,000 miles on it, and it was for 28,000 or 27,000, something like that. So, you know, they do lose their value, just not much. Subarus are very well known for retaining their value. So that is it, the 2019 Forester Sport, and about all you need to know about it. It's got all the same stuff as the other one that I had. Only it's got a lot more get up and go. It's very responsive, very quick in the corners. Yeah, I'm in love with this thing. And there's a lot you can do with them. Doing a little bit of research, you can change out the exhaust on them. You can actually, there's a SPT exhaust for those of you Subaru heads out there that, you know, wouldn't want a quiet sounding vehicle. This thing's quiet as a church mouse until you get on it, and then it screams. But you can get that, the SPT exhaust. You can get all kinds of nifty things for this thing. Go to Subaru.com and check it out. I strongly recommend that. It's a very reliable car. It's highest safety standard rating, as they advertise, and it is true. I have seen so many people get in accidents with the newer Subarus, or any Subaru, really. I mean, I had a 98 Impreza before that I got T-boned by a 16-year-old in an STI, and I walked away from it, and I got T-boned pretty hard. I mean, both cars were bad. They've fixed it for some reason, but it was not fun for any of us. But I walked away with absolutely no bruises, not even sore. I've seen people roll these things and walk away with not so much as a scratch. I've seen people doing acts of stupidity, fly into things, you know, going at high rates of speed and walk away with maybe a broken pinky at worst. These cars are incredibly safe. So, you know, if this interests you, and it has definitely been worth the 3 weeks that I've had it, but if this interests you, I highly suggest stopping by a Subaru dealership and test driving one for yourself. They'll let you do it. They're absolutely fun. Oh, and it has paddle shift. So for all you manual drivers that, you know, may not be able to drive a manual car anymore, here you go. Paddle shift. The next best thing. You know, if you're interested, definitely swing by a dealership. Check them out. This one came from Ganley in Bedford. Those of you that know, I used to work for Ganley. But they've been more than accommodating in, you know, lending me cars to do these videos with. Nice little detail. It says sport right there. Stitching on the door. One touch, what are those? Controls. I definitely recommend, you know, I highly recommend this car. And that's not just me, the Subaru fan, saying that. That is me, the car nut, saying that. For any moms who are looking for a SUV, this thing doesn't look like it sits very tall. It actually sits quite tall. It's no taller than the others. So I would highly suggest to go for a test drive and possibly fall in love with this thing. It's been good. It's been fun. And I'm going to miss it when I have to go and get my baby girl back. I will post pictures on my Facebook and other things. So if you have me on Facebook, keep an eye out. And I think that about wraps it up for this one. 15 minutes of me babbling how much I love this thing. Sorry about that. Test drive it. Check it out. It's a 2019 Forester. It's got a sport suspension. So if you have, you know, a bad back, I still say try it out, because this thing actually is not what you would expect from a sport anything. Sports car, sports SUV, anything of the sort. So, check it out. And we'll leave you with one last view. Sport says bye.